A new University of North Florida poll shows that the community right now is evenly divided on the idea of the beaches forming a new county. Zach Wilcox is live tonight at Atlantic Beach City Hall. And Zach, I know this isn't a proposal currently on the table, but it's really reigniting a conversation.
Yeah, Heather, we've seen this pop up through the years on and off, and the mayor here in Atlantic Beach emphatically told me that it's not something the city commission here is talking about right now, nor is it something that he's talked with the other beaches mayors about. But nonetheless, those survey results were a little interesting to him, and he would need to see a much larger percentage in favor of this thing for it to really become a discussion again.
It surprised me that it was that high a percentage.
Atlantic Beach Mayor Curtis Ford remembers a time in the early 90s where he was a fan of the idea for the three beach cities possibly splitting off and forming Ocean County. However, he feels that time has passed and that having to create a new school system, public safety departments, jail, court system, and more would be quite the undertaking.
How do you take the past 40 years and separate at this point? Everything is so integrated, so it's not an easy task.
A recent UNF poll found 48% of the more than 700 people polled are for the idea, while 48% are against. However, a UNF professor says a look under the hood at those stats shows an interesting trend.
Ironically, the most support was from the urban core and out west, and some of the lowest levels of support were from, the House district that houses the beaches.
Mayor Ford says he'd need to see a much bigger number than 48% to even consider changing his stance.
I don't see that happening unless our citizens at the beaches feel as if they're not being heard by the city of Jacksonville.
While we may not see any serious discussions about a new county forming anytime soon, Ford says it is time to take a look at how Atlantic Beach is represented in Duval County.
Are we getting the services that we are paying for? And the answer is we don't think so. And so that's what the upcoming discussions will be on, revisiting and revising the interlocal agreement.
All right, so you heard the Atlantic Beach mayor's take on all this. I also reached out to the mayors in Neptune Beach and Jacksonville Beach. The mayor in Neptune Beach didn't want to comment on it, and the mayor in Jacksonville Beach said that there's no legitimate discussion about this right now, and she wouldn't want to comment on something that hasn't been brought up at City Council to this point and discussed there already. In Atlantic Beach, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News, on your side.